Good evening, everyone. Taibu Muad'Dib, host, podcast entertainer, author, motivational speaker.
The issue of gun violence isn't going away because there are
every weeknight, 9:30-ish p.m. We go crazy. In fact, we going nuts right now. Hit it, Shay. Come on, a little bit more. Yeah. It's cold out here, y'all. And I'm telling you one thing. It's amazing. How come they don't know? No one's life is the Cosby Show. Killer cops is nothing new to melanated people, bro. Not in the America that locks us up for mega busting, legalized prostitution so the mob can get their cut. CIA agents bringing dope in from the south and spread it through the hood so we can take each other out. The sadness in the hood isn't just some recent shit. It's the same thing that you can see on the slave ship. Trauma passed through generations lead to a peculiar life. Can't believe in freedom, even if one of your parents white. I'ma do it right, cause I'm conscious and I know the way. I got roots in Africa. Pittsburgh was my birthing place. International businessman from inmate 15208. African Messiah, dog. Someone had to save the day. All you want is metaphors about the club and freaking horse. Stacking up your paper, flashy cars, and them foreign tours. Don't you know it's war? They coming after you with all they got. It starts out with Congress, yeah. Them the folks who scheme and plot. Once they pass the laws, it's on you and I to know what's up. And since we don't, that's how come the jails are jam-packed with us. I got my fist raised. And unity is in my heart. No matter who you are, come and live your truth. That's how it starts. Yeah. That's how it starts. Go get them. Go, 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 go. Don't you know it's war? They coming after you with all they got. All you want is metaphors. International businessman. Can't believe in freedom. Pleasure to meet each and every one of you. Taibu Muad'Dib and Shay. This is Live Your Truth. Pull up a chair. Get your popcorn ready. Let's make it happen together. We appreciate you for joining us. Tap in. All right. You already know what it is. Taibu Muad'Dib here. Solo, dolo, getting ready to get it popping. I hear that mic is bad, so I ain't gonna rock with that tonight. We go iPad City. Getting my TikTok fam off in here, man. You know, want to go live. Appreciate everybody on TikTok, man, that rock with me and got me together for real. Nah, for real. Got me all the way together. Appreciate y'all getting that together. So, what do we have tonight? You know, I'm going to go and make it a special occasion. Oh, that's not what it is. Set the camera. All right, there we go. Getting ourselves together. So, tonight, definitely going to make sure that we have our stuff where it needs to be. Get my cook on. Y'all checking me out. You got that? Yeah. What makes Live Your Truth a special podcast is that I align myself with other individuals who really want to be involved with the deal. So I'm trying my best to go ahead and what that was all about. There we go. That was kind of random. Resume. All right. That was kind of random. Teresa Triplet. Shout out to the rant people that's following me on TikTok, man. Shout out to everybody out there. You know it's real. The sneaky suspicion
that I was being watched. All right. I love podcasting, man. Almost as much as I love coaching and speaking. I'm gonna do both tonight. Have some special guests lined up for you guys, man. They know I'm live right now. I got a goal over here for my roses on TikTok. Help me reach my first goal, please. 1,000 followers, I can't get 10 roses. It's crazy, you know. And I'll be hopping on. I'm gonna hop on y'all stuff too when I catch y'all. But what I really want to do is I want to coach and speak. I want to motivate. Today is Monday. Shout out to everybody that has enough good sense to watch me and not Monday Night Football. When football comes back, it's like an overload, isn't it? You get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days of NFL, right? Love it. My team didn't do so good this weekend. I live in the DFW area, so the Cowboys did do well. Shout out to the Cowboys and all their fans. They just came out and left no stone unturned, man. So a shout out opening week is a good thing, man. Shout out to all the Cowboys fans all over the country and the world. So Pittsburgh, it looks like we weren't prepared. And I was saying this to people at the job, even though I'm a fan and I wanted them to win. I was telling people, opening week is all about preparation. It's the preseason, yes, but it's really all about how you prepare for that week, right? Prepare for the intangibles. What's going on, JD? What's going on, fam? Just shooting out, shouting at everybody on TikTok. Make sure y'all follow me over here. I'm gonna do this early. Make sure y'all follow me over to YouTube. I want y'all to get the best experience possible. I'm streaming live on YouTube. I only got TikTok blown up because it's a great platform for folks. But I want you to go to youtube.com and join me there because that's the best podcast doing experience I can offer you guys. All right. So make sure that you follow me over there at Taibu Muad'Dib 4019, man, and just be a blessing, man. Let me get my 1,000 over there too, so I can really start giving y'all some real content, man. I can really go crazy with it. You're not really an official YouTuber until you're getting paid on YouTube. So it's time for me to get my flowers. I got my roses on there. We can go ahead and pin that. Let's go. Pin that comment. Let's go. Couldn't pin. Go pin. Let's go. All right. Let's pin that goal up there then. Right. Pin my goal up there. Budget. Why is it so difficult for folks to budget? Is it because you don't want to be held accountable by yourself? Dun, 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 right? You don't want yourself holding yourself accountable. How do you be your mom or your dad for yourself? How do you budget? Budgeting is too much like being your own teacher, right? Your own coach, your own mentor. Budgeting is self-discipline, self-accountability. You know what I'm saying? Like for real. Structure your life. Now, young people, the wealth gap. African people are always touted as like being poor and criminals, but definitely poor, right? Which feeds the criminality. Let's keep it real. But since y'all all have phones, if you budget, what could you accomplish, right? Just want to be real. If you budget, what could you really accomplish? So, with that said, I want to make sure that everybody out there knows what's going on. My dad calling me like he don't know I podcast. I'm podcasting, Pappy. Tap in, fool. You an OG too when you can tell your dad, tap in, fool. Yeah, I ain't calling no fool. Y'all know I ain't crazy. Shout out to young folks that respect their parents. All right, let's give them a round of applause. What can I say? Monday, after your team loses, and we're going to look at some of these reactions from around the league, right? We're going to finish off the show with some NFL stuff, even though it was a pretty crazy weekend. I want to say that when you think about the NFL and all the excitement around it, and you see so many people from so many different cultures having a good time together, like I did this weekend. Shout out to Bombshells in Arlington. That was a great venue to watch the game. It almost makes you wonder how come this great feeling that we can have when we're watching football, that we can't have that beyond the game. If you look, and I'm just, like I said, reactions will, but if you look at any of the games during the game, they show fans dancing and waving to the camera. There's so many different cultures involved in the game. How come it doesn't, our love for the game and for each other during the game doesn't translate to these officer-involved shootings? Right? How come the love that we can show each other, the camaraderie we have, and we put on these colors and watch our teams play, how come that can't go towards incidents in Walmart and road rage? How come we so quick to flip and see each other as not, a person that's a neighbor, folks out there snatching folks' kids and not keeping it real, and all these beat downs happening. Let's be honest. So we're glad football's back, if for no other reason than it brings us together. I look at the American flag flying. You look at the Giants and Cowboys game, they ran out carrying the American flag. And the American flag is two parts for African people. This is all we know, so it's all we try to have pride in that because we're here. But then that flag was flying when we were slaves. We were down. That flag was flying. Not full, but it was still that flag, and it was flying, and we were still slaves and down. Busted. Reconstruction, busted. Klan, busted. So that flag, get in the comments section of the American flag. I don't know what your culture is, but get in the comments section of the American flag, seeing that flag flying and everybody coming around it gave you mixed feelings. I know it did me. Like, part of me is like, yeah, America, USA. The part of me is like, man, 30 sons of guns, 30 bastards. Just keeping it real. Keeping it real. I gotta take my YouTube off kid friendly. I don't know. I got it stuck on. I gotta go in there and do my content creating thing and take it off there. I don't know. I got it stuck on there permanently. It's supposed to be a kid friendly show, but whenever I show police brutality incidences, for some reason they flag it and take it off. I get an email. We took it off because it's showing content that's sensational. And nah. They don't want the kids growing up knowing the police are dirty and they're beating and killing African people for no reason. Like, they don't want people to know that this is happening. It's crazy. The kids. They want the kids raised on. Remember when the cop came to your classroom, right? You talk to you and stuff like that. The cops are still doing that in most communities. And you don't know that this same cop that came to your classroom will pull your dad over with you in the car and shoot and kill him and say he grabbed for the gun. Or say he reached for it. Or just say nothing. Just being real. So the American flag for me this weekend, that was just the one thing that took away from all the other action and fun, all the teams that won, all the teams that lost. Shout out to my man Tori out there in Pittsburgh. He's a Baltimore Ravens fan. We'll see you in a couple of weeks, buddy. But I'm kind of glad that my team got it handed to them and at home, because Pittsburgh, I'm a physical guy. And so Pittsburgh was always seen as the most physical team on the field, no matter who they played. Nobody, when you see Pittsburgh on your schedule, you circle it, get the ice baths ready. Pittsburgh was always the most physical team out there. And that's what Mike Tomlin, I'm sure he imposes that to them, to always be physical. We got out physical. I see the headlines, 49ers crushed the Steelers and beat up on the Steelers. It's very disgusting, because that's not how it's supposed to be. Long pass, graceful pass plays, blown covers by the safeties, yeah, maybe. But 80-yard touchdown runs, can't get nothing going on offense, offensive line. I don't know what's going on with that. Can't push the pile, Najee Harris. Get him going in space. You know, I don't know we got so much talent on the team. The 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out. I don't know. It was tough to watch. So shout out to all the NFL fans, whether your team won or your team lost, you still in the game. All right. Moving straight along into our screen share. Remember, go over here and follow me over here on YouTube. Let me get over here real quick to the screen share. Let it be known what's going on. Want to get to the part. I'm gonna share my screen over here on Facebook. Excuse me, on YouTube. I got some stuff that I throwed up there. All right. Gotta make sure I get this together. Bam. All right. So the reality that we face. Let's look and see what this is. I put this in here. Just doing more stuff. TikTok, I love y'all content. Trying to get what it is. So this, I'm gonna warn everybody right now. This is kind of tough to watch, but in the eve of me bringing out the Guard Me gear, right? Personal safety, security, technological device, right? That I've invented, and a system to help stop rapes, abductions, domestic violence. This is going to be a really big deal for women and children. You know, because before I was this guy right here, still in a lot of ways, it's like tough to get over being the kind of person that was abused as a child, became an abuser as an adult. It's like something that never leaves you. So you have to constantly work like an addict on anything. You have to constantly work to keep your anger levels down, to cope, to meditate, to compartmentalize things, to walk away. So it's still tough for me, even to this day, to make sure that I keep healthy boundaries around me. When you are a person that's moving on from a certain kind of lifestyle, make sure you keep healthy boundaries. As soon as you let your boundaries be crossed, that's when you're in danger of retracing your steps. And it's happening a lot lately for me. So I'm telling you, something like this, it's tough for me to watch, but I have to put it out there because it's happening. Right? It's happening. So I need you guys to know the Guard Me gear is something. If we do another GoFundMe, get behind that. If whatever we need for the Guard Me gear to get out there, don't wait until it happens to you or someone that you know or love. Get behind the Guard Me gear, which I'm trying to get this thing on the shelves by Christmas. It's going to have to move fast, but it can happen. These days, these things can happen. All right. So I'm going to get this going here. I'm going to share this screen for you guys. We're going to look at and listen to it as I present this. I just want you all to know that I'm going to do this I'm going to do this for this week until you guys all get over there to the point where you're all on my YouTube page. All 1,200 of you guys, I need you to go over to my YouTube page right now while we're on air and subscribe. Let's get it going. Titan Muad'Dib right here. Let's get this blown up. All right. So I'm sharing this right now. Let me turn this around, get this going, flipping the camera. All right. Making this a part of just something that needs to happen. Just want you guys to kind of know and see what it really means to have that be the situation. Oops. All right. There it is. Okay. So for the most part, that's what it looks like. I'm gonna get this a little bit. All right. So here we have it. We're gonna listen to her story. Let's go.
Violence is no joke. Like, don't play around with stuff like that. Don't be let just men inside your house. Don't do it. If you see a red flag, go.
This is the story of Michelle Melendez, a 27-year-old mother to an 8-year-old who was in an abusive relationship. Her boyfriend was out on bail pending a long-delayed murder trial in Arkansas when he was arrested again, this time for assaulting Michelle and shooting into her apartment. He blamed Michelle for his arrest. He quickly posted bond after the assault and was released again. Days later, Michelle and her daughter would go missing. and the discovery of what happened to them would devastate their family and friends, and have many asking how a suspected murderer and domestic violence offender could be out on bond twice and the victim to his crime not be protected. This story takes us to Vancouver, Washington.
Okay, so let me be clear about something. Like I said, I want you guys to know what you're watching is kind of tough to watch. If you're, got weak constitution, you probably don't want to watch this part of the show, but it has to get out there. It has to get out there. A lot of us have felt like, ooh, I'll kill her, you know what I'm saying? And women the same, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, the majority of us, the vast majority of us talk ourselves off that ledge. But some don't. So we have to get the Guard Me gear out there. Some don't. All right. And I'll make sure that I get the YouTube link in this. You guys can check out what the Guard Me gear is and then get behind that movement. In Wisconsin, and I'll bring that out as well. In Wisconsin, Madison, Wisconsin, where I'm from, my friend called me and said a UW student was just attacked randomly. So, walking on these campuses, this is what we're dealing with in society. But these things they can't get extreme when the Guard Me gear is in play, because these individuals just won't have time. That's what the Guard Me gear does. The Guard Me gear, it nips the time that they need to commit these crimes. It nips it in the bud, guaranteed. So if you have questions or concerns about the Guard Me gear, inbox me. I will let you know more and get you right information. But let's look at this story and let's just see how it goes, because some individuals do slip through the cracks. Like we think, because we watch TV, Law and Order is absolute. Person does something bad, lock them up. That's not how it goes. Right? Justice and judicial are competing words. They're not the same. Trust and believe. The system has loopholes, and some people are better at using them than others. Let's get back to this thing and let's see what's going on. All right. Vancouver, Washington.
Vancouver is a city located in the southwestern part of the state of Washington, in Clark County. It is the fourth largest city in Washington, with a population of around 184,000 people. Vancouver is known for its beautiful scenery.
Skip ahead.
Entire world. There was nothing she wouldn't do for her. Layla was a beautiful little girl with big hazel eyes and a smile that could light up a room. She was described as a fearless little girl. She adored and loved her mom, and the two were very close. Miche was in a relationship with 28-year-old Kirkland Warren. The two appeared to have a loving, fun relationship and posted numerous videos and pictures of them playing around together on social media. The pictures and video didn't tell the complete story of this relationship. Miche was suffering from domestic violence at the hands of Kirkland. On December 13, 2022, Kirkland and Miche Melendez got into an argument at her Minnehaha area apartment. When Kirkland left the residence, Miche stated that Kirkland was driving near the balcony window and shot at her as she looked at him outside. 10 days later, Miche called 911 to report that Kirkland assaulted her, and she would also tell police about him shooting at her 10 days prior. She had also reported to authorities that Kirkland put his hands on her and choked her. Over a month later, on February 3, law enforcement would interview a friend of Miche that was present at the time of the alleged shooting, and the friend would confirm that Kirkland did shoot at the apartment. 14 days later, on February 17, Miche suddenly had a change of heart and decided to change her story. She met with investigators and recanted her earlier statement. She says she lied about the shooting and claims she and her friend have mental health and drug issues, and that is the reason they made up the story about Kirkland shooting at her. She also wanted investigator to assure her that Kirkland.
All right. So this is another situation that the Guard Me gear will definitely take care of. See, the Guard Me gear will take information, kind of like body cams. Doesn't always have to be video though. It can just be audio. But the point I'm trying to make here is the Guard Me gear, when the Guard Me gear takes information, because we have our own central nervous system, if you will, because we have our own center, kind of like ADT in them, because we gather information and we're allowed to, about the clients and consumers' consent to notify law enforcement or do what we feel is just with the information, people won't be allowed to recant, right? The evidence is going to be there. So the accountability factor will be a lot higher and help people who are just in love, sadly, just in love, avoid making these terrible mistakes. Right? So, guard me gear is necessary. It's going to change the way we socialize with each other, but it's definitely going to help keep tragic situations like this from happening. And you're like, how, Titan? How? You're supposed to be crazy. Yeah, but they won't have time to do these things. They won't have second and third and fourth chances. That person won't be able to come back and recant, sounding afraid on this audio recording of this person that's hurting them. Imagine if she would have went to the cops after the Guard Me Gear central system has already sent them the taping of when she activated her Guard Me Gear. Now she's saying, yeah, that was me, but he didn't. He was just, what are you going to say at that point? There's no recanting. There's no taking it back. All right. And this is a serious issue, but I had to bring it up and put it out there for what it is. I'm not saying in any kind of way that she deserved what she got for getting him out the situation by clearly, obviously lying. But the bottom line is the hard need with the hard need all been there. So let's talk about domestic violence just for one moment. We'll get to budget in a second, but these are daily issues. This is live your truth. If you're living this kind of truth and you want help or you just want to be coached through it, you're going to have obviously a 6-month course for that. That might sound crazy, guys, like learning how to get out of you need to be coached out that situation. If you have the skill set to get out on your own, you've been gone. The first that person raised their hand at you or vice versa. It's not always men hitting women. We know this now. Women are hitting, shooting, stabbing, maiming, burning too. So it's not just one-sided, but by and large, it's women like this, loving men like that, and it ended up being their demise. Guard Me Gear, everybody. Look for a link in the description and get behind the movement. All right. Okay. So we know what happens because it was already told. We're going to stop sharing that. Bam. All right. So Tiger Muad'Dib here, man. Putting it down. That was a deep one. I know it was. Just take a couple seconds here to talk to people that are going through it right now. So, like I said, most people talk themselves off that ledge. They don't actually hit. They don't actually choke. They'll punch a wall. They'll kick a garbage can and stuff like that. But there are a lot of people who go to that level, who get in your face, who rush up on you, snatch you up, and their feelings could be genuine. That's just not the right way to handle it. And generally, this is not making an excuse for them, but generally what it means is that person is offended in some kind of way, and they feel that it's justified to offend because of where they are mentally and emotionally. All right. So if you're dealing in a situation where you love the person you're with, there's some physical altercations that happen, but they're mild, talk about it. Just talk about it. Get it out. You don't have to end up hurt or maimed or scarred. You can just talk about it. Sit down and talk about it. Let's get it out. What makes you feel that kind of way? Okay. All right. So now what are we going to do about that when that happens? When there's a trigger for you or for me, if we're both doing it, how do we get around that situation? How do we talk to each other? Communication is the key. But there has to be a level of respect there. There have to be healthy boundaries. Read a book on boundaries and healthy boundaries if you don't understand what I mean. There has to be a point where a person does something, and you simply just say, hey, I feel a little uncomfortable about that. If they do it again, that means that they don't see your boundary, but you clearly know where it's at. So you have to remove yourself from the situation. Now, some folks just don't understand. That's one thing. They don't understand the difference because they're raised differently. They're from a different location or whatever. Okay, fine. But still, you are an individual. No one's going to take better care of you than you. So let's get this thing done. All right. So we're going to the next portion of the show. Flip this camera one more time. Booyah. All right. And get it back over here. Let me get this camera right where it needs to be. Budget, budget, budget. Let's go. Let's talk about it. What are we going to do? What are we going to do about this budget here? All right. So I want to make sure that we're in the right scenario. I can get up here and look at my notes on budgeting. Got to get ourselves to a point where we are holding ourselves accountable. All right. All right. So just wanting to be clear, all right, about the budgets. It's very interesting. Because I don't know how to take a picture. All right. All right. We're going to look at the first step. So the first step clearly when I look at my research on budgeting, what I'm seeing is that pull it right there. All right, tell it to pull the right thing up. If you admit that you're broke and you can't afford to live the lifestyle that you want, if you admit that, let's be real, awareness is the key. If you admit tonight, I'm broke, I can't live the lifestyle I want to live, you ask yourself, what steps should I take to build more wealth? The number one step is budgeting. That's the number one step. So tonight we're going to focus just on that. We're going to focus just on that tonight. Okay? Budget, budget, budget. What does that mean? What does it mean, people? Let's go. All right. A lot of people want to know. What does that mean? Budget, 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 budget. Let's go. Start by creating a budget to track your income and expenses. Identify areas where you can cut back on unnecessary spending and allocate more towards savings or investments. So I have a 6-month course curriculum set up for all of you on how to start, create, build, and manage your budget. Isn't that great? Get in the comment section. Let me know how you feel about that. Yeah, it's true. This is what I do here, people. This is what I do. When I say I want to be your coach, I want you to have and be more. Just like me. Just like me. All you have to do is go on my pages and see how I was living, see how I was dressing, see what the vibe was. You might see me having some fun here and there until the gap. Let me tell you something right now. Being wealthy starts with a budget. And back in those pictures and back in those days, I didn't have a budget. Got to create a budget. I understand that it seems like too much, but if you have a bank account and a phone, you can easily go to your bank account. What is it? What's this going on? You can easily go to your bank account for sure. Easily go to your bank account, and you can manage what you spend from there. Have enough guts to look over your last month's statement, even online. Look it over and tally up what you spent on non-bill related items. That's the best way to start a budget. I'm giving y'all free game here. Free game. That's the best way to start a budget. That's the best way to start a budget. Just so you know. You can literally go on your phone, log into your bank right now, scroll down to the last time you got a paycheck and do it. What were you spending on since the last time you got a paycheck? Clearly, if you want to be a true wealth builder, all right, listen to me. Listen to me. You spend money every day. So that's why the next step, it says on here, is so important. After budgeting, it says to increase your income, to look for ways to increase your income. After budgeting. Why? Because the third step is to save and invest. You can't do these things out of order. Many of you are trying to increase your income without having a budget. It didn't make no sense to make more money because you don't know where it's going. And you have to know where it's going so you can create that wealth. You hear terms like nest egg, put money up for a rainy day. You hear these terms, but you're not doing it because you don't have a budget. You don't. And I'm gonna help a lot of you out that aren't in shape. When you come to me, have a fitness budget. Make sure you put aside $250 to $350 a month at least to drop the 80 pounds or to get back into that dress, ladies, or to have the chest that you want, fellas. So you have to have it in the budget. This is the DFW, gas. You have to know how much you're spending on gas. I can't come visit you this week. Why not? Because I ain't got it in the budget. Health care, dental care, insurances, everything needs insurance. Renter's insurance, car insurance, life insurance, health insurance. You got to have a budget. You might not want to look at how much your bills rack up to, but if you don't have a budget, you won't be able to say no to the things that you're doing that you don't need to do so that you can get somewhere. You want to buy that house, you need a budget. You want to buy the car, you need a budget. You want to marry him or her, you need a budget. You want to stop being broke, you need a budget. The bottom line is you need a coach. Because when you start doing this, it's not going to be easy. You're going to need a coach. When you stop doing this, it's not going to be easy. You're going to need a coach to coach you past certain points. You're going to let yourself down, people. Oh, yeah. It's going to happen. So you're going to need Coach Taibu right there. You're going to need to come to class. You're going to need to have the checkpoint. You're going to need to be coached through this. This is real. This is real. I'm not going to take up too much more of your time. I just want you to know that the first step to building wealth is to create a budget. Let me help you do that. Let me help you do that. Let me help you set it up. All right? Let me help you stick to it. Let me help you manage it. All right? I want you guys to be wealthy. The wealth gap, 1,700 new millionaires. Just ask your phone, hey Siri, how many new millionaires are being reported every day? I can't make this up. 1,700 new millionaires every day. Did y'all see that? Let me make sure you can see it. 1,700 people in America alone. That's not even talking about overseas. 1,700 new millionaires. Go on your phone right now and count that up. If you're not one of them, what are you doing? Me just putting this out, I'm going to loop this and I'm going to bring it on to it because you need to be tapped in. Y'all like, Taibu, are you a millionaire? Not yet, but one of these days I'm going to be counted in there because of what I'm doing and what I'm telling you to do. Budget, increase income, save and invest. That's the process. They're not becoming millionaires because they started yesterday. They're becoming millionaires because they built a platform 5 years ago. They started a coaching program like the one I'm going to get you on 3 years ago. They're reaping what they've sowed. I did crooks and cloth and I let people know, hey, look, this is what it is. This is what it is. If the money that you should be saving and investing towards your first million is going to your pastor's next million, is Jesus in that? I don't know, because somebody told me to get the salvation was free. I'm just revisiting that so y'all understand. Impulse spending, not having a budget. Now, if you make a Jesus budget, a pastoral budget, I'm cool with that. But you saw what it said. Well, you heard what I said. I didn't share my notes this time, but it's cut unnecessary spending. Don't get spooked into breaking yourself. I'm telling you. Create a budget. Budgeting 101. Best advice you're ever going to get on budgeting. Best advice. All right. Let me give you that motivation so I can get y'all out of there. I got to have one device free so I can get you the motivation so I can get y'all out of there. All right. You already know. YouTube trying to sell all they can. Let me go to my playlist. Go to my album. Let me go to... It's pretty deep. I like this guy, Buddha Vibes. His beat, I gotta check him out on Facebook, on YouTube. I like that.
Ever wonder where these big ideas come from?
Buddha Vibes, he got some nice beats.
All of us, but we need to be better taking care.
I just want to talk over something. Yes, that's it. This is gonna be on my album. I want y'all to know. That's it. Listen to me. Let me give it to you straight. You can be more. You can be more. You can be more. You should be more. You will be more. but it's not going to happen by osmosis. For you to be more, you have to look to the sky and decide it's your time. If you don't start now, what are you going to do? When's a good time to get it out the mud? People say that and don't realize mud is dirty. Mud is not somewhere any of us want to be. Who's ready to get dirty to build wealth? Who's ready to get gritty? Not the little skip dance. I'm talking about to grind it out. Who's ready for that? Are you ready to tell yourself no? Many of you aren't. But if you can get there, you'll get there. It's real. And not only that, do you have responsibilities? Do you have kids? Men, do you have children? You don't have to be in the home with them to be a factor. Shine right where you are until it's bright enough for them to see it wherever they're at. I'm Taibu Muad'Dib, and all I do is motivate you. How can this not be so? Have you seen African Messiah versus Government Scum? When y'all read it, you'll never be the same. That's why I wrote all 3 books. Touch any of them, and you'll never be the same. Because the movement isn't something that you see or read or hear about. The movement is how you feel. How do you feel tonight? Do you feel as if it's all good? You cool where you at? Or do you have that pain inside? You starving. You know that you're not walking in your purpose. You know that it's time to change. But who's going to hold your hand? Who's going to be there for you? The First Step Coaching Academy is for you. If you don't like where you are right now, if you're in want, it means you're ready. Anybody that's stuck wanting something more or greater than themselves is always ready to change. And before I let you go, I want you to know this one thing. To be more, to go to the next level, to change who you are. Ooh, it hit me. It really hit me. I was going too. I wasn't watching it this time. To change who you are, you have to change what you want. To change who you are, you have to change what you want. Budget for what you want. You want to build wealth, budget to build wealth. If you're not going to create a budget, if you're not going to join the First Step Coaching Academy tonight, download the EFC workbook tonight. Stop complaining. Stop whining. Stop bringing other people's energy down because you're broke. Taibu Muad'Dib, man, that's the show, man. Let me go ahead and get y'all that song that you love, that intro, outro. That's that beat right there. It's gonna be on my album. I'm gonna put it on my album right now. Appreciate y'all, TikTok. You already know what it is. Get right and get real. Y'all want to hear? Y'all want to hear this? Okay, TikTok said they want to hear the joint. Let me go ahead and give it to them. Y'all better follow me over here on YouTube so I can get y'all right. You're not a true YouTuber until you are getting paid. Stop the cap. All right. Got to be getting that money. All right. We get y'all over here, man, because y'all know y'all want to see it. Taibu Muad'Dib, I thank y'all for y'all time, man. Back to the game. Wherever you was watching, let's do it just like that. Oh, no. I want y'all in my business. In my business. All right. You got a song. Give the people the song. We're gonna screen share and get out of here, man. If you have any questions or concerns, let me know. I'm gonna rock a good show. I don't need nobody to rock this mic. Let's go.
Good evening, everyone. Taibu Muad'Dib, host, podcast entertainer, author, motivational speaker.
The issue of gun violence isn't going away because there are
Every weeknight, 9:30 a.m. We go crazy. In fact,
Thank y'all for
we're
joining.
going nuts right now. Hit it, Shay. Come on, a little bit more. Yeah. It's cold out here, y'all. And I'm telling you one thing. It's amazing. How come they don't know? No one's life is the Cosby Show. Killer cops is nothing new to melanated people, bro. Not in the America that locks us up for mega busting, legalized prostitution so the mob can get their cut. CIA agents bringing dope in from the south and spread it through the hood so we can take each other out. The sadness in the hood isn't just some recent shit. It's the same thing that you can see on the slave ship. Trauma passed through generations lead to a peculiar life. Can't believe in freedom, even if one of your parents white. I'ma do it right, cause I'm conscious and I know the way. I got roots in Africa. Pittsburgh was my birthing place. International businessman from inmate 15208. African Messiah, dog. Someone had to save the day. All you want is metaphors about the club and freaking horse. Stacking up your pit, flashy cars, and them foreign tours. Don't you know it's war? They coming after you with all they got. It starts out with Congress, yeah. Them the folks who scheme and plot. Once they pass the laws, it's on you and I to know what's up. And since we don't, that's how come the jails are jam-packed with us. I got my fist raised, and unity is in my heart. No matter who you are, come and live your truth. That's how it starts. Yeah. That's how it starts. Go get 'em. Go, 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 go. Don't you know it's war? They coming after you with all they got. All you want is metaphors. International businessman. Can't believe in freedom. Pleasure to meet each and every one of you. Taibu Muad'Dib and Shay. This is Live Your Truth. Pull up a chair. Get your popcorn ready. Let's make it happen together. We appreciate you for joining us. Tap in.
I could give my YouTubers and followers a little bit extra. When you think about what's going on out here and you think about 1,700 new millionaires, you know it's time to get moving. That means literally, that's every day, 1,700 new millionaires. Do you know how many people have money to spend on your products? Make a product, build something. People have money to spend on it. You got some people out here yelling, everybody's broke, the inflation's high. People are getting money because they have a process in place to build wealth. Taibu Muad'Dib right here, man. That is the show. Thank you very much. I don't need nobody